Okay, now I'm live. This is my fourth time to try this tonight. For some reason, my Asus laptop's not working. I can't get the camera to work on my MacBook, so I'm doing this on my phone. Next week, we're doing Zoom. Zoom seems to be the easiest thing to do, and I can share it easier. Anyhow, so tonight, I had a talk planned. I did the talk on my laptop, and I guess it wasn't recording, so it was sort of interesting. So I talked for like about a half an hour, so I'm going to do this again now. It's be recorded. It's going live on here now, somewhere. I don't know why it's not on here. But anyhow, I'm going to record it and see what happens. Okay, watching the hockey game too at the same time. Anyhow, consistency or being motivated. So I'm going to say the most important way to keep motivated is being consistent. And the best way to be consistent is to be motivated. Yin and yang, I guess. But that's it. You got to be consistent. It's really important. I'm not sure who's all on this and who's listening to this, but yeah, even from the Learn to Runners right to the marathoners, you have to be consistent. Yes, marathoners, you have to best. That's the thing, right? For those 18 weeks, depending what your race goal is, you got to have that. You got to be consistent. If you don't, if you miss, say, a week, that's going to affect your outcome at the end of it, right? So that's why you follow it week to week. And that's why I say when you set your training plan, make sure it's a training plan you can do from week to week. Just don't say, okay, I'm going to do this and there's hope for the best. Make sure you can do the 5 days a week, and you can do your hills, and you can do your speed, and you can do your long runs. It doesn't have to be Wednesdays for speed and hills. It doesn't have to be Sundays for long runs, but make sure it's the same week after week after week. As long as you do that, bang, you got it. It's important to do. That's the important thing to do, right? As long as you do week to week, you're good. Learn to run to half marathons. You can play around a bit, but not much. Half marathon, I would say you shouldn't. But I've done marathons where half marathons where my longest run has been 10K, but been consistently doing 10Ks. Learn to run. You want to become a runner, so yes, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent as that too. You have to make sure your goal is to run 3 days a week. Do the training. Do the intervals, and you're starting out, right? You're starting out. You get those 3 days a week, and as long as you follow the training plan, that's a key too. Find your training plan. Again, I can come up with one. Goes under review. Anyhow, there's training plans available. Again, you can use the John Stanton thing. I've got some saved. There's stuff online. The Custom 5K I think works. It's fine. Again, I've been using ChatGPT. I think I saved a copy of what I've done. I've actually went into ChatGPT today because I'm training for Edmonton. I'm going to just do the half marathon on August 18th. And I found being older, and just with my schedule, my life schedule, I can't really run every day. So I asked, can you set me up an 18-week training plan? And can you do it on, every second day rather than every day? And it gave me Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays was a cross training, long run is Sunday. I said, okay, can I do my run on Friday? So what it's given me is Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And yeah, Sunday, Monday, there's not a day between there, but Monday will be my recovery day, so I can do an active rest day. And I do cross training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Works, easy peasy. So ChatGPT is actually good for something. AI, don't be afraid of it. Anyhow, but there's others online you can find. If you want a training plan, I can come up with one easy enough. Learn to run depends where you are too. The training plan is where you are as well. If this is your very first shot at being a runner, yes, you're starting at the beginning. Start out easy, gently. There's ways you can do it if you're just starting, period. Walk for 9 minutes, run for 1, right? That's it. And just keep doing that and build from that. If you want to use the running room philosophy for that, we start off with running for 1 minute, walking for 2. Running for 1 minute, walking for 2. And building up from that to where you're running 10 and 1s. Same thing goes for marathons and any other thing like marathon. If you've been doing marathons for a while, do you have to wait those 4 or 7 weeks before you start doing hill repeats or speed training? Yeah, you can do it right at the start. If you're starting, this is your first marathon and you haven't ever done a marathon before, and your base, you've got to have your base, but your foundation. But if you don't have that, that's the first 7 weeks, building up that base before you start doing hills. Because if you just dive into doing hills, you're going to get injured. Okay, Boston's going to score. Anyhow, that's the thing, right? It's you have to understand that. But then once you got that set, once you got that program set, consistency, and make the consistency your motivation. Motivation is your consistency, and find ways to do that. For me, I'm going to say I like running with other people. I have my group on Wednesday night, and I have a group I can do with Sundays. And past years I've had a group for Tuesdays. That still doesn't work for me right now. But having that 3 days, I know I'm going to be running 3 days a week, right? That's how it works. So if I got somebody waiting for me, if there's somebody else to run with, great. And also for Learn to Runners, I'm going to say that works. You have somebody else going with you, because it's I don't know if anybody else is as self-conscious as I am, but I always was. When I first started running, I always was worried about that. I don't want people to see me. So as long as I had a group to run with, or somebody else to run with, bingo. And also if you have somebody waiting for you to run with you, you're going to run. So make sure you got that. But if you're getting up to half marathons and full marathons, it sucks to run 21 kilometers by yourself. I'm just going to say. And when if you're doing marathon, you're talking 36K on your own on a Sunday by yourself. You can talk to yourself. I used to swear at cars, but it's nice to have somebody else with you. I know somebody else is going to be doing it with you. Maybe they won't always be with you, but yeah, find that somehow. Find that connection. If you're in a city or place that's got a running room, that's always an option. We have Run Club Wednesday night, and if there's a Wednesday night Run Club, I can guarantee that group is probably running on Sundays too, just not an official running room Run Club. I'm going to sneeze. Just hang on. Okay, allergies. Anyhow, so that's done. If you can only find like a group, especially for the Learn to Run 5K, 10K guys, park run. If you're in a city that's got park run on Saturdays, check that out as well. I know people on here have done that. I think it's a bonus. And find other groups. We actually had somebody make a spreadsheet of Edmonton, of all the training groups we have in Edmonton, and it is unreal. You could run every day with a group, so that's a bonus. So this is just this is gonna be a short one just to see how this works. Next week I'm gonna do Zoom. Come on, Boston, it's tight. I'm gonna do Zoom next week. I'll post a link. Anybody that's interested, we'll do next Monday. I'm going to keep at this. I've got, Jay is on here. We tried again tonight. It didn't work. So hopefully this is recording, because if it's not, I'm not going to be very happy. I may throw this phone against the wall somewhere. But we'll talk next Monday. I can't do Saturdays all the time. Saturday's going to be always an issue. This Saturday, I might be able to do something. It won't be first thing in the morning. Mondays are my best. If I can't do a Saturday, I'll throw that in there. I'll advertise it way ahead of time. And yeah, I'm going to aim this at end of August events. Again, if it's 5, 10, half or full, I can do all. I think because a lot of people on here are pretty much just starting out. Next week, I'm going to talk more about footwear and biomechanics. And I'll definitely do this outside next week, because I can do it in my backyard. I can actually run. So I'm going to go blow my nose. Sorry, that sounds gross. I'm sorry I keep watching the hockey game. But we'll talk next week.